Sahana bhavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Together we'll chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verses 11 to 20.
चिन्तामपरिमेयां च प्रलयान्तामुपाश्रिताः कामोपभोगपरमाः एतावदिति निश्चिताः आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यानेनार्थसञ्चयान् इदमद्य मया लब्धम् इमं प्राप्स्ये मनोरथम् इदमस्तीदमपि मे भविष्यति पुनर्धनम् असौ मया हतः शत्रुः हनिष्ये चापरानपि ईश्वरोऽहमहं भोगी सिद्धोऽहं बलवान् सुखी आढ्योऽभिजनवानस्मि कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया यक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्ये इत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः अनेकचित्तविभ्रान्ताः मोहजालसमावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च आत्मसम्भावितास्तब्धाः धनमानमदान्विताः यजन्ते नाम यज्ञैस्ते दम्भेनाविधिपूर्वकम् अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं च संश्रिताः मामात्मपरदेहेषु प्रद्विषन्तोऽभ्यसूयकाः तानहं द्विषतः क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपाम्यजस्रमशुभान् आसुरीष्वेव योनिषु आसुरीं योनिमापन्नाः मूढा जन्मनि जन्मनि मामप्राप्यैव कौन्तेय ततो यान्त्यधमां गतिम्.
For people who don't yearn for knowledge, it's understandable that they run after desires all their lives. But for people who consistently work on their wisdom and fulfill their biggest desires, it doesn't make sense for them to keep doing the same thing. As a youngster, I might not be able to peer into the future, but as someone who's been around the block, what's your take on this? I don't know what you want my opinion on, Sarthak. What you're saying is true. I'm like, what is it you want me to say? If you don't yearn for knowledge, you will run after desires. But people who consistently work on wisdom and fulfill their biggest desires, it doesn't make sense for them to keep doing the same thing. So, give context, please, because yes,
Ma'am, the context is that desires never end, and it's never ending journey. They will keep coming. And I'm like, why? There's majorly 4 or 5 desires that majorly all human beings have. You fulfill them, and that's done. Gone. Tata bye bye. For people who are consistently pursuing wisdom along with that, otherwise they will diversify and all those other problems will happen. But for those who are pursuing wisdom, it doesn't make sense for them to happen the same thing.
yes, correct. It won't
Okay, that's
happen.
all I
Otherwise,
wanted to
why
know.
are we recommending people pursue wisdom? If the same thing is going to happen to them, वो भी मरने वाले हैं, ये भी मरने वाले हैं, कुछ भी करो.
मैम मेरे को लगा सेल्फ नॉलेज तक, जब तक सेल्फ नॉलेज अराइज नहीं होगी तब तक दोनों एक ही बोट में है.
It's like saying जब तक PhD नहीं करोगे तब तक you're ignorant. It's कोई फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड में है, कोई MA में है, थोड़ा डिफरेंस तो होगा ही ना इन दोनों में.
और उनके फुलफिलमेंट में भी डिफरेंस होगा मैम.
Or in their fulfillment, in what sense? In the sense that how they feel, yeah, of course, big difference. How you,
Because they are perceiving things differently than the person who's not pursuing knowledge, obviously.
yes, but the big difference is not just that. A big difference is also lies in the effort they are currently doing. There may be one person who is in first standard, he's putting in a lot of effort. The other one is in MA second year, he's putting in no effort. The fellow who's in first standard will reach PhD first.
Yeah, that you always taught us that we have to always have a goal in the mind. That's easy.
Okay. So, yeah, so of course there'll be a difference in their fulfillment, assuming they're both putting in equal effort. Then there's a big difference in their fulfillment. There's a big difference in what they are desiring. That is the whole role of higher desires. Say, Mahatma Gandhi at one point must have said, I want to get married, have children, do my barristership, have a good professional career. He must have said this, no, at some point. That's why he
Mhm.
went to London, he did his barristership. It was the highest degree of that time. You know what they said about the barristers? They said that um, the public schools built up the British Empire because their education in public schools was so good. So they built up the British Empire. But the Inns of Court knocked it down again. Inns of Court is where you become a barrister. It's the only place in the world where you can get the degree of barristership. So all our Gandhi, Nehru, all these people, Nelson Mandela, everybody went there. They got their highest education, came back and asked for independence. So they said they're Inns of Court because almost all the great names were barristers at that time. Wouldn't it be cool if after 20 years, all the great names and all the great fields were from Vedanta University? How cool is that?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I also wanted to pursue higher education. So yeah, I'm always scared that if I like take hand of this one desire, two more will come. Okay, two more will come. I also accept that. Then three more will come. चलो वो भी देख लेंगे, लेकिन फिर उससे ज्यादा बढ़ेगा तो फिर it's like this is never ending.
No, but the question is for what? That's why I gave you Gandhi's example. Gandhi moved from, I will become a good professional to I will give
Be a
independence
freedom
to my
fighter.
country. So there's a world of difference between the Gandhi who wanted wife and children and professional career and, whatever, and I'll dress well and I'll be well known and all, whatever, everything, whatever you are calling for, five desires. I will look so good and all the girls will be interested in me. We will move from that level to what's my service? What am I doing with my life?
So
What's
the
my
person
purpose?
evolves and their desires evolve with them.
No,
Is
no, no.
basically what it is.
When their desires evolve, he is called an evolved person. When their desires are for the greater good, such a person is called an evolved person.
And the evolution of desire will come from wisdom, working on wisdom.
Yes, from knowledge, yes. From working on knowledge, which then becomes wisdom. When it's wisdom, then you already have the higher desire. Wisdom means having higher desires.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. So, where were we? Given over to egoism, power, haughtiness, lust, and wrath, the malicious people detest me in their own and others' body. So many things to learn. I mean, I don't know if it is self evident. What is the difference between power and strength, for instance? What is the difference between so many things he has said over here? Let's go back a bit. Where was that thing? Where they do anything, unjust means also they will use. Remember that he said unjust means they will use for dhana sanchayan, for collection of wealth. So why did Arjuna turn around to him and say, "Are you have used unjust means yourself? Then why are you criticizing them for using unjust means?" Arjuna is not saying that to him. So what is that thing which Arjuna is understanding that he hasn't asked this question? You claim that the asuras are using unjust means. Okay, you have used them in the past, and we know the story. You're going to use it in the war as well. Then why are you criticizing those people? Why don't you improve yourself first? Why is Arjuna not saying this? Why? He has so many questions, right? It would be a very justified question had he asked it. What does he see? Or what does he understand? Or what does he know? Or what does he assume that he does not ask this question? If unjust means is such a bad thing. Very good, Bharat. What, when you say unjust means, Bharat says intention. When you say unjust means, what do you mean? It's a means to an end, right? What makes it unjust is what is that end? What are you trying to do? That's what makes it unjust. So here is the war, and Krishna asks Arjuna to kill a warrior who has left his chariot. You know the rules of warfare, at least at that time. A chariot warrior fights a chariot warrior. A foot soldier fights a foot soldier. So why is it that he asks Arjuna to kill a man who has got off from his chariot, whose chariot is stuck in the mud? How can he ask him to do that? That's so wrong. How can he ask Yudhishthira to tell a lie? That poor Yudhishthira has never told a lie. And yet he's asking him to tell a lie. I mean, you tell people who tell lies, tell the truth. People who tell the truth, you tell them tell lies. They will say, "Bare Baba, ye Vedantan log mera sir kha lenge." If I'm telling lies, I was telling lies. Now they insist I should tell the truth. Okay, now I got used to telling the truth. I say, now you tell a lie. Tum log mera sir nahi khao. Right? He'd be justified in that, in saying that. So what makes it wrong That's why Dhana Sanchayan is such an important word. Because he's doing it only for getting his own wealth. I will do any horrible act as long as I become rich. I will pollute the environment. I will kill people. I will not pay my employees. What shall I say? Cheat my shareholders, all stakeholders. I will trick. Dhana Sanchaya. I will lie, I will cheat, I will kill, I will whatever I do. But for what? Dhana Sanchaya. To just make more money. And very interestingly, the people who do this to make more money already have much more money than everybody else. Very interesting phenomenon. So it's something that should wake us up. We say, okay, I'll do it for now, but actually, it's not going to end with now. So, what is ethical? What is not ethical is entirely dependent on the intentions. Now, when you understand this, then Deepraj has the next question. So the Vedantic answer to the question, do the ends justify the means, is yes. No. Life is never this simple. Not in Vedanta, at least. No. The ends justify the means? No. The ends justify the means when there are no other means left. When Krishna went to war, okay, he doesn't want a war. He has done everything to prevent the war. He has used logic, psychology, threat, love, fear, the whole lot he has used. Now there is no other way. Then, finally, there's no negligence, there is no shortcut, there is no lack of application, there is no hatred for the other person, hundreds of things. That is why when, what is his name, Ajmal Kasab comes into the country and kills our people, do we kill him? No, we don't. We take him to a court of law. The judge will pronounce the judgment. Once it is established beyond any doubt that what he did and what is his intention in what he did, only then is he given the capital punishment. You see, there's a long process before you do something. Very, very long process. If you short circuit that process, then unjust means go down the process. So now it all depends on circumstances, situation. Now, many of the terrorists that day were killed. They were not taken to a court of law. Because at that time, what can you do? Either you kill the guy in front of you or you let the innocent victims die. So it's so much is there in context and circumstances and what are your intentions? How much have you trained or thought about it? There's a lot involved. So we don't say ends justify the means. We say it's a long journey to that. But yes, in the final call, having tried everything, then if you want war, well, here it is. Okay, so if you look at each thing like that, if you look at it in the right light, you begin to understand the depth of this. This is not something, oh, this is very nice for you Vedantans to talk. This is a way to live life. This is the one thing that we are never able to tell people. I don't know why. We failed completely in telling people that this is not philosophy, good ideas, nice godly things. Nice to hear all these ideas. It is the way to live life. It's a practical philosophy. It's not sitting in the high chair and giving lectures. something to do on the side. Yes, with your life, you should have little religious things also. I was like, yeah, little religious thing. No, this is what's in your head. And what's in your head is determining your life. Your philosophy is going to determine your life. You better get that one straight. It's like your coding system. That is wrong. How can anything come right? You'll always give error. So, if you look at all these verses, I mean, they're so simple. This chapter is so simple that do you know that some people have raised a controversy saying that this chapter does not belong to the Bhagavad Gita, it has been later on put in. So the Bhagavad Gita is not a consistent text because look at, and that reasoning is really right. Look at, I mean, like chapter 60, 15, what does it say? What does this chapter say? Like black and white. This is so, I mean, anybody can open the text and read it. And it seems clear. Except that, no, it's not clear because I have seen interpretations about how this is talking about all the bad people in the world. No, it's talking about us. Hello. No bad people, no nothing. Us. All this is how we behave. Given over to egoism, power, haughtiness. What is power? Why is power so bad? Isn't power a good thing? Krishna had all the power in the world. Wasn't it a good thing? Rama had all the power in the world. Is it good to be powerless? You'll become a victim if you're powerless. So, what is wrong with having power? It's a good thing, right? Something on the previous point, Deepraj?
No, on the point as to why some people make that interpretation, maybe like in the chapter, Krishna says, Parth, you are Devi Sampadam. I mean, you are divine.
Hmm.
So I think people will just stick to that, like, oh, we are like Parth, and that's why they build that disconnect.
Yeah. It's very easy ways to say, oh, I'm so great, and you all are all a mess. I mean, this is very natural human emotion to think that अब मैंने सब ठीक किया आप लोगों ने सब गलत किया. Yes, correct. He says that. So now coming back to power, what are we saying about power? Are we saying it's bad to be in power? Are we saying that you must relinquish power? If you're the chairman of a company, stop being chairman? If you're the prime minister of of a nation, then don't be the prime minister of the nation because power is a horrible thing. Is that what we're saying? It's not what we're saying. Hamkaram balam darpam kamam krodam samshrita. The key is samshrita. Refused in. You think there's something great about you because you have the power. When you think that, that's where the problem lies. Power, in that sense, is not a good thing to have because power corrupts. If you look at any of the dictators now or in the past, imagine what their mental condition is. Just imagine what fear they live under. How they, you hear, no, they do whatever assassinations of their immediate circle and all. Their own family, their own friends, their loyal staff. Why is that? Paranoia. This person will do something to me. Why are we paranoid like this? Why? We can only have this kind of paranoia when I want something and you are trying to take it from me. How are we going to get it? I want to be in my chair. You are trying to take it from me. I'm going to be terrified of you. If I pretend, whatever I do, this is what I'm going to be feeling. So, who are the most frightened souls? Are the dictators. They have all the power in the world and all the terror in the world. Because they're using that power for aggrandizement. When you use the same power for the service of the people, even if your things are taken away from you, you have nothing to say. Example?
Rama.
Ram, Prince of Ayodhya, asked for no fault of his to relinquish his, what is his own, I mean, he was born to do this, he was trained to do this. This is all he has ever known. He's more than capable of doing it. It has been taken from him unjustly. And he says, no, you're fine. He doesn't have a problem. How sweetly, no, you've seen all Rams. They go away from there. Everybody's crying. The only person not crying is Ram. Because for him, power was never something about himself. Power was always something, a tool for service. So when power is no longer a tool for service, that's what he's talking. Given over to ahamkaram, balam. Balam is power. He's telling a Kshatriya not to have power. That makes no sense. If the Kshatriya doesn't have power, who's supposed to have it? Egoism, power, haughtiness, lust, krodh, wrath, kamam, desire. Everybody has it. Kshatriyas are rajasic. How can they not have it? Obviously, they will have it. Then what is the difference between this and what we have? The difference is samshrita. Are you refused in that, or are you refused in the higher? Have you taken refuge in the goal, in the higher values, in the higher vision, or have you taken refuge in your personal desires? This is the big choice of life, biggest choice of life. To train yourself to never think about yourself. Never, no matter what happens. You're always able to see it for the general good, for loka sangraha, as he calls it, for the greater good, for the welfare of all. You're able to see it like that. You just see every moment of your life like that. Then you're worthy of being called a human being. You're worthy of saying, I am studying the Bhagavad Gita. So if you understand this carefully, egoism is not self-respect. If you let people walk all over you, they will. If you let people take advantage of you, they will. If you absorb other people's bad behavior, they'll behave badly. You don't absorb people's bad behavior. Why would you? If your advice, what would be your advice to somebody else? Suppose Bhavna is abusing Elsie. Difficult to conceive, no? Suppose that's abusing him. What will you do? You will do or think? No, Bhavna, you should not abuse it. Right? If Elsie abuses Bhavna, what will you say or do? No, Elsie, you shouldn't abuse Bhavna. Correct? Now somebody abuses you, why are you taking it? If you think that this should not be done by X to Y, then if it's X to me, why does the rule change? This is known as egoism. It's me, so the rules have changed. So it can happen on a higher level. Okay, I can be rude to you. You can't be rude to me. It can happen in that way. Or it can happen in the opposite way, which is what is frightening. Because I am rude to you, maybe I'll get. But you are rude to me, sometimes I don't get how that is so egoistic. You say that is not egoistical. You say, I am so humble. No, you're not. You're egoistical because the rule is different for you. To be able to get how this ahamkar works. The word is very nice, ahamkar. Kar means do. Aham karoti. Aham karoti means I am doing I. That's what's bad. That's asuric about it. So hypocrisy comes out of egoism. Yes, but it may not be hypocrisy in this case. You genuinely think you're being a good person because you're absorbing people's bad behavior. See, a son keeps his room unclean, and the mother cleans that room every day. She genuinely thinks she's being good. She thinks, oh, I'm studying Gita, I should clean his room. You see how it works? So basically, you absorb bad behavior of others, and when you do it, they just dish out more to you. If people absorb our bad behavior, we will dish out more. Each one has to maintain their own boundaries. No, you cannot speak to me like this. Sorry. It's not an acceptable way.
Thank you, Janki.
So, given over to egoism, power, haughtiness, lust, and wrath. Are you never supposed to shout at, what happened last time? We went for this one of the corporate talks. So where all the unselfishness, ego, all that stuff was spoken of. And then what happened? One man raised. He says they were in construction bill. So he's saying, if I don't shout at my labor, they won't work. So how can I not get angry? I have to get angry at them, otherwise they simply won't perform. When I shout at them and I talk to them like that, then productivity increases. Well, if that's the only way people understand, you may have to shout, you may have to show your anger. But that is different from getting angry. Getting angry means when you go home at night or after the event, you are so worked up. The next guy who comes in front of you, you're shouting at that person also. But he didn't do anything wrong. Why are you shouting at him? Actually, I've seen this when I was very, very young, just 21 years old. Okay. And I was walking towards, it was morning walk time, morning jogging time, and I was walking towards Swamiji to ask him a question. Right? When I was like maybe 15 feet from him, and he had seen me, he was seeing I was walking towards him, and then somebody was doing something wrong. One of the students was violating some rule. So he screamed from across, "What are you doing now?" Fired him. That poor student went running for his life. Okay? Now I'm walking towards him as this is happening. And as I'm approaching him, I am thinking, this is a bad time. This is a very bad time. Because I'm entering, like, lion is roaring, and I'm entering the thing at that point. So he had looked away to that person to shout. Okay, shouting across because that person was doing it far away, obviously next to him. Nobody's going to do anything. Okay, and then he turned his head. Okay, and I'm still walking. Now I'm 5 feet away from him. And he looked at me and he just looked at me. So now I'm forced into the situation where I have to ask my question. So I continued walking mainly because I didn't know what else to do. And I reached him and asked him my question. And he answered me like he answers any time. And I thought, oh, lucky escape for me today. Because I was very new over there. The thing is, the next person, the difference was maybe a few seconds. Can you do that? And just completely normal. Immediately after screaming. Completely normal. Your blood pressure hasn't changed. Your heartbeat hasn't changed. You haven't changed. You have gone to the next thing immediately. To do this means you're not angry. You're showing your anger. Because some people understand only if you do that. So all of these, you see, ahamkaram, balam, darpam, kamam, krodham, all of them you could be doing. And the difference is
Why you're doing it?
why you're doing it. You're not refuged in it. You're not, they are not your Sahara. You is not your refuge. उसमें आश्रित नहीं ले, उसका आश्रय नहीं है, गोल का आश्रय. What are you doing it for? Why are you doing this thing? How much control do you have over yourself? Are you doing it as an act of service, or are you doing it as an act of, oh, look how great I am? See, when you go to somebody's house, then you have to dress up properly and go, right? You won't go in your night clothes or something. You dress as well as rich thy attire as thy purse can buy. You go well dressed to a wedding or whatever. Now the question is, did you do that dressing out of respect for the situation, respect for the other person, or because people will look at you and say how beautiful you are, or how handsome you are, or how smart you are, how much better than everybody else you are? You see, this is working at every moment of our life. It's not working only in some grand and big things. Why did I get dressed? I put out a social media, what is it called? Reels. Reel. I put out a reel. I put out reels. Why do I put out reels? Is it so that I go viral and everybody says how great I am? Or is this an act of service? What you doing it for? Always, what you doing it for? Is it for your own entertainment, or is it with a purpose in mind? Now, if you do it for your own entertainment, I like it, I want it, I'm happy with it, I am comfortable with it, they're all me. What happens? You are a malicious person. That's what he's saying. You're a malicious person. And you would say, why malicious? Why malicious? You say you're an agitated person, I understand. Malicious. I hate people because I want to dress well. Does it mean I hate people? How is that? He is saying detest me in their own and others' bodies. If I want to dress well and I want everybody to think I'm so good looking, how am I a hater of God? There's no, what is the correlation over here? Now you think for yourself, what happens? How does it happen that I have got, okay, I'm egoistical, power hungry, haughty, lustful, wrathful, then I'm be agitated. I'm sure every person in the class gets that, right? That you'll be agitated. But why am I malicious? Can you answer that?
To fulfill this agitation, I will hold on to other people and I will um, manipulate them basically to fulfill these things.
Explain malicious, not manipulate.
How we're defining malicious here? Because here we are manipulating, which is malicious.
Detest.
So
You detest the other person.
when they don't fulfill, we will hate them.
Correct. So simple. Very good. If you interrupt my entertaining myself in any way, I will hate you. Isn't that what happens? I'm malicious. I hate the other person. When I hate the other person, I'm hating the divinity in them. Do I not understand that they are divine? So he's saying you're hating me. Think of the person you hate. What is the reason you hate that person? Think of that person which you just don't like. What is the reason? You are not doing what suits me. That is all there is to it. Others, what are you hating? Oh, I'm a very honest person. He's a corrupt person. I hate him. Everybody has to live by your understanding of honesty? Really? Since when did you become so great? Oh, I'm such a giver. He's a taker. So what are you upset with him for? If you're a giver and you give and he's a taker and he takes, you should be totally compatible. What's your problem? You can't say I'm dying to give people, but look at them, they're taking. Does that have any meaning? If you're dying to give and people are taking, you should be very happy with them. What are you unhappy with them about? I'm a big giver, but he's a taker. He's horrible. you say? He says, the malicious people detest me in their own and others' bodies. So you start detesting everybody. Detesting everybody means detesting God, because God is everywhere. Their real nature is the self, right? Who are you detesting? Okay, now, okay, this is clear up to this point. Any question up to this point? Because then we have one more point to cover. If you don't praise them to the sky, they still hate you. That's correct. You don't do anything they want you to do, whatever it is. Oh, that is not a good girl. जब वो घर में आई मेरा पैर भी नहीं छुए. Whatever you do that they don't like, you're hated. See the law. We do it and others do it. See the law function. See how much you are disliking for anything. Why did he wear those type of clothes? Especially older people have this big thing in them. इस टाइप का चुन्नी पहनी, उस टाइप का bikini पहनी. They have a big problem with everything. I'm not suggesting, please, what people should wear. I'm just talking about the hatred you have for people who don't do what you think should be done. Malicious. Then what will you do? You will talk badly about them. No? What else will you do? Okay, up to this point, clear? Then we come to the next thing. Okay, chalo, we hate God and other people. But how are we hating ourselves? How are we hating the God within us? By me being egoistic, power hungry, haughty, lustful, wrathful. The malicious people detest me in their own and other bodies. Dvishantaha. Now you learned enough Sanskrit. Dvishantaha, hate. Dvesh karna, not like. Prakarshena, very specially hated. So how do I hate myself? Because I'm like this. On a very practical note, since this is a practical chapter, I hate myself, how? First, I begin by saying, he's so bad. I don't like him. She is so bad. I don't like him. And I drop this person. I drop that person. I drop that. I don't like them. I'm not going to deal with them. Horrible people there. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. Eventually, you don't, that you allow yourself to dislike one or two people. It will become 4 or 5 people. Soon it will become all people. And then you are left completely alone. And you hate yourself. You want to kill yourself. Because now you can't stand yourself either. A person who cannot love everybody can never stay in solitude. Because he chose the solitude because his desires were not being fulfilled. Now he's living in solitude, so obviously his desires are not being fulfilled. He will hate himself up to the point of killing himself. So we think we are just being negative to other people. We do not realize every time we are negative to others, we are negative to ourselves. We're taking one step closer to hating ourselves. No matter what happens, no matter how badly anybody treats you, no matter what, you cannot afford to dislike anybody, nobody, for no reason. Because you will allow that on the grounds that he is so bad, and then you will allow more and more until you hate yourself. Just can't afford it. That's what he's saying. You give over to being refuged in these desires and their manifestation, it will end up with you hating yourself, your life, your everything. From a practical point of view. From a philosophical point of view, you are so refused in all these desires, you have no love for development, growth, the self. It is a philosophical understanding. But here in this chapter, it's a practical level thing. He's telling you what will genuinely happen. You will be agitated, you will hate other people, and you will eventually hate yourself. You can't handle it. So, verse 19. Tanaham dvishata kruram samsareshu naradhaman Shipamyajastramashubhan Asurishveva yonishu Tanaham dvishata kruram Samsareshu naradhaman Shipamajastramashubhan Asurishveva yonishu Tan aham dvishata kruran samsareshu naradhaman. In this samsar, in this world, naradhaman, the lowest category of people. Tan, to them, aham, I. Dvishata kruran. These haters, cruel people. See, what are you doing? You have all that hatred in your heart, so your behavior towards people is also very cruel, no? It's not like you have hatred in your heart and you will be so sweet and nice. You'll be so cruel. This I heard once that one lady was very, very rude to the cabin crew. She was shouting and screaming and being very rude to the cabin crew. And shouting at them and saying whatever reason she was upset about. And then she ordered her food or whatever. So the story goes that she asked for coffee or tea or whatever, something. And the person was telling me he went, the crew member who was serving her, went back into the galley, made her coffee or whatever, and spit into it. And then took this to the lady and gave it to her. So when you hate people, this is how you will behave. Can you believe this? Therefore, they've always warned us, right? Do not let people who are angry handle your food. Do not anger the person who's handling your food. You don't know what you put into it. So you have to understand the laws of nature and how they are all functioning. You can't assume that, I'm going to meet all the Devi Devtas. I can shout at them as much as I want. They will treat me with good nature and good sense. No, they will take it out on you in ways that you will not know. Be very, very careful in your interactions with people. I mean, like on a practical level, facely with people who are handling your food. You can't go fire your staff and then go to your room and then what is she putting in the food then? You can't afford to do all these things. So, dvishata kruran, when there's hatred in the heart, there's cruelty in the action. Yes, Deepraj?
Won't it also happen even if you have a pure heart, but your intellect isn't functioning and you don't assess the situation properly?
Possible, but normally people don't treat you. When you have a pure heart and you behave badly, the world also is a little more, what should I say, little more forgiving towards you. Don't we say that, वो बोलता है पर उसके मन में कुछ नहीं है. You know what, we talk like that, na? So people are generally more charitable and forgiving towards that kind of situation. People understand, right? They understand. Not everybody. Your unselfishness or your purity definitely gives you leeway in this world. There's no doubt about it. beyond the point of like, now see, Bhavna is always so sweet. Now she comes and asks us for something. You tend to say, yeah, sure, Bhavna अपनी cute है, चलो उसको दे दो जो बोल रहा है. So even if she's asking for थोड़ा ज़्यादा, you say, अपनी भावना अच्छी है, उसको दे दो. There's a feeling like that in us. A pure heart people become a little more forgiving. The children also put up with all their shenanigans.
But only up to an extent. Like
Yes. And usually up to the extent of her purity and your purity.
Thank you, gentlemen.
So these cruel haters, Naradhaman, the lowest category of people. Okay, so what has he covered so far? You behave badly, you get agitated. This is clear. You behave badly, what will happen? You start hating everybody. Then what happens? You hate yourself. Now you've reached Naradhaman. Now what will happen? Now he gives you the next level of this. So many things are happening, and the amazing thing is nobody sees any of this. I mean, this is what is so amazing. How can we not see this? Now, what happens when you become Naradhaman? That means you become the lowest of men. Now your situations also get worse. Shipam yajastrama shubham. Shipami means I will throw you. Ajastram, forever. Asurishu yonishu. In the Asuric yonis, you will get a birth amongst very negative people. Very, very. You will be with people who are like this. Your situation will get so bad that, like, see this lady, she's screaming at somebody on a plane. She is Asuric, the person she met is Asuric. That is Asuric Yoni. You will get there. That's what happens, right? You throw out all the good people in your life, who's left? You say, no, I don't want to be the good people. Okay, go then. So, Tanaham Dvishatakru. Tan means to them. Dvishatakruran. What is that thing? They are cruel hater. Naradhaman. Lowest category of human beings. What happens to them? Shipami. Shipami, I throw, I discard. Ajastram. Forever. Another very frightening word. Forever. Why forever? Let my bad karma be over and then give me my good life again. Forever. You know why forever? The rule should be this. Now that I made a mistake, I got a punishment, then I come back to normal. Right? That should be the rule. Why should you throw me forever? That makes no sense. Many, I don't know, Elsie, if you are familiar, many people criticize the Christian tradition on the grounds that hell is forever. They say, no, this is not fair. Why should it be forever, ever? Well, here also, you're hearing ajastram. Ajastram means forever. They're not fair. If I perform a crime, I rob your wallet, then they will put me in jail for, I don't know, 5 years. I don't know how much they give you for robbing somebody's money. 5 years, they put you in jail. And then what happens? Then you come back to your normal life. What kind of rubbish is this? That forever I will be there. Doesn't make sense, no? So how can you say forever? Even Christian tradition, the way they talk about hell, the like Babre, you read James Joyce or something. He's like, oh, the portrait of an artist as a young man, Babre, the descriptions of hell are just so horrible. Like, what are you doing? What are they doing? They're trying to protect us from reaching those levels. They're terrifying the hell out of us until we understand that that's not the right way to function. But it's so dramatically horrible, about they throw you into, I don't know, boiling. I don't remember what they were. Yeah, Elsie, remember them? They throw you, the devils in hell throw you into some boiling oil or something. Boiling oil is The Purana.
I have not read anywhere.
No?
Not read anywhere, but in our school, in the catechism classes and all, the nuns used to scare us with this kind of.
Yes. Like, give an example. What was some horrible thing that will happen to you in hell?
It will be all fire always burning you, and you will be always
Yeah, fire.
like that. All
Yeah,
the
all
horrible
the-
creatures will be around you.
Yes. Awful stuff will happen. They're terrifying us.
Your skin will
Terrifying the
fall
hell out
off.
of us. Okay.
Yeah, your skin will fall off. It will regrow. It will fall off again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like from ancient times, even from Greeks, they talk about this forever, forever. Not fair. Not fair and not reasonable. Yes, Deepraj, you're right. Terrifying the hell out of us. Very literally. Correct. Very literally. They're trying to pull us out of hell, not trying to put us in there. From Greeks, there's some horrible things happening. So, why forever? Do you have an explanation of why forever? Until they reform Bharat. Okay. You're not far from it. Maybe you're right. I don't know what you mean by that. Forever, because think of this. You behave in a certain way because those are your vasanas. So until the vasanas change, maybe that is what Bharat means. Until the vasanas reform, you're making this cumulative, right? You do something hateful and cruel, you'll get the result of that. But you've done more hateful and cruel things, so this is going on forever. It's like I robbed a wallet, I went to jail. In jail again, I robbed somebody. So now they threw me into some lower category of jail. Then I robbed again. So why am I doing this? That vasana is not changed. As long as the cause is there, effect will be there. You're going on repeating it, repeating it, repeating it because you're not getting what is going on. And this is the story of our life. All the mistakes we are making, we are constantly making them. It's not that we made them once. We are repeating that action over and over and over again. And even when you come to knowledge, you will not understand this mistake of yours. Therefore, prevention is better than cure. Do it when you're young, so that hopefully you've not got into bad habits yet. The thing is, over and over and over and over again, a nagging wife will go on nagging her husband. An interfering husband will go on interfering. So, what is happening to that relationship? It's not like you did one bad thing, you got the bad result, and now you're back to normal. By the time you did the bad thing and you got the result, you've done many more of these. So that result is accruing. It's like a SIP. You are doing SIP for negative actions. So results are accruing. Therefore, it's going on forever. Imagine we've all started SIP in negativity. What a sorry state of affairs, isn't it? So these cruel haters, worst of men, I hurl these evildoers forever in the world's only in demoniac wounds. Means you go to those conditions, those physical conditions will become very, very bad. But that's because of your mistakes. Like you're financially illiterate. You make financial decisions. You go into poverty and more poverty and more poverty and more poverty forever until you learn how to deal with your finances properly. Same thing in relationships, same things in all things, same thing in morality. Why does the malicious person throw a good person out, since a good person is the only one capable of fulfilling a malicious person's desires? I wish I knew the answer to that, Bharat. You will always choose based on your intellect. You don't have an intellect. You will choose the malicious people. अब क्या कोई कर सकता है? You will go to people whose current desires and your desires sync. So you think, oh, they are my friends, and not go with people where you and their current desires don't sync, because you don't have the discrimination to tell who are the people I should be with. For example, a college student is very mad at his parents, and he meets another student there who is also mad at his parents, and that other student, his friend, is on drugs. And his parents are telling him, don't be on drugs. So he's very irritated with his parents. Now, this boy is also irritated with his parents. So he goes because jam raha hai ye. Does he have the discrimination to tell, even though I'm irritated with my parents are better than this friend I have got for myself? Where is the discrimination? When desires meet, discrimination is out of the window. So there's no real answer to your question. I only explained the phenomenon. Why? Because there's no intellect to tell the difference. So that's it for today. What do we have to say? Oh, we have an announcement. Okay, the cabins are getting ready. How cool is that? On 28th, we will all be going to you're all coming for the retreat. Who all are coming, please let us know. There are only 6 cabins. Everybody thinks it's Ghar Ki Baat and nobody is confirming. Please remember there are only 6 cabins. That means only 12 people can come on a twin sharing basis. If anybody says I need to be alone for whatever reason, then that one will come down. So please be warned, and if you're coming, you please confirm with our Jayashri, so that this is a very old picture. All the things have been put already. Yeah, this is Acharya Graha. This is the office. See, there's all these. See from inside now. This is a more recent picture, so you can see the windows have been put, and that. Yes, and we increased the cost slightly by putting those glasses up there. So what else? See, they're putting all the windows. The tiles in front have been done. End of slideshow. Okay, so yes, it's all progressing.
It looks very cool, Janki ji.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You should see the towels and napkins we bought. I really think they're so beautiful. They are. I was told that Trident is using the same towels and napkins. I said, "हाँ दे दो फिर हमको दे दो." At least one thing is 5-star levels. Let us see how the rest of the thing is going to be. I must say the mattresses also have come out very good. You, Jayashri, I hope you ordered the rest of the mattresses. Otherwise, everybody will have to sleep on the wood. So yeah, don't just say, "Oh my God, I hope she's done it." Everybody, please help her get it done. And then I know Deepraj is helping. So yeah, by 28th, we hope to be ready. Whoever is coming, please tell Jayashri. Pressure on her also that she has to make sure you all have beds and bed sheets and now beautiful towels and napkins. I really like them. They're really soft and nice and white. Perfect. So yeah, so please tell her if you're coming. And oh yes, that reminds me, we are 20 lakh short. Please, if anybody can think of any way of dealing with this situation, please help out. 20 lakhs to finish. We are hurrying up the contractors so that they finish. But if they finish, then you have to pay them. They will say, you hurried us and said, finish. We finished. Now give us our money. So 20 lakhs more we're going to need. If anybody can do anything, please do it. Do not ask me any questions. Just do it. Okay. So that's it for today.